This room here, part of the Metal Blade Museum here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, is dedicated to concerts, and more importantly, concert posters and flyers and laminates. All sorts of different tours that have happened with Metal Blade bands. This is a really cool one because this is one of the original Slayer flyers, actually. And it's kind of funny because it's LA's only black metal, and I don't think we knew what black metal was really back in 1983 or 4, whatever this was. But a pretty cool early Slayer bit of memorabilia that's pretty awesome. Tons of laminates. These are some of mine, and also a bunch of Metal Blade stuff as well, since it's kind of touring. Then we move over here to more posters, more laminates, some tickets and things. And these flyers are really cool because this all was from the very early days of the scene in LA. So you had, Bitch, Armored Saint, at the Troubadour, all early, probably 1982, maybe early 83 stuff. This is another really cool piece. So this is Ghost's second ever US show. The first show they ever played was at Maryland Death Fest. And right after that, they played the Library. And it was maybe 150 people in there, maybe, if that. But it's pretty cool. CBGB's, which obviously legendary club, which we didn't have a whole lot of bands play there. And I found this poster, a couple bands that I don't think any of these bands, maybe Non-Fiction exists, but they don't exist anymore. But it's just a CBGB's thing, so it's kind of cool to have in here. A bunch of other cool posters from over the years. So this one is one of the more interesting pieces in here. So this is Iron Maiden with Killswitch Engage in Australia. And this is a tour that never happened. You can see the dates on there. This was right after COVID happened. So they made the posters up and we're promoting it, but it never actually happened. Or I should say it hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it will sometime happen in the future. So this is another cool piece. This is Cannibal Corpse, the first time they ever went to Australia. Huge poster, as you can see. So there aren't a lot of concert posters that we have that are that big. So this is pretty cool. We had it framed. It was been in our office for years and years, and now we have transferred it to the museum so that all of you can see this. And here we have our homage to our good friends in Slayer. Obviously started out with Metal Blade and put out their first 4 records, many of which you can see here. All sorts of really cool early stuff going on in here too. So some early pictures, there's a couple early press releases that we did. There's like a fanzine article. This is the famous Slayer photo that got us into a lot of trouble. As you can see, it's a little bloodied, and that's actually Jeff Hanneman's girlfriend at the time, ended up being his wife. And you should follow her on Instagram, by the way. So pretty cool photo. You can see they had makeup on too, by the way, which they took off fairly quickly because they went up to San Francisco and played a show with Exodus. And Exodus was like, why are you guys wearing makeup? Because that was kind of not a thing that the thrash metal kids would want. So they took the makeup off. But tons of cool stuff in there. There's some more laminates from Slayer tours. And this is a really interesting flyer. I never knew that Metallica and Slayer actually played a show together. But my good friend Brian Liu up in San Francisco sent me this flyer with Metallica and Slayer playing at Woodstock. Now I actually went to that show. When he sent me the flyer, I go, I kind of remember that. And then I talked to Kerry about it. He's like, oh yeah, we played there that one time. And Slayer, as you can see, was opening for Metallica. And that was towards the end of Metallica's tenure in Los Angeles too. So it's pretty cool. Kerry King's personal Sharpies. He had his own Sharpie so he could sign autographs for the kids all the time. So then we move to our homage for our also good friends in Metallica, who, as we all know, started on the very first Metal Massacre. And there is the famous 2-teed Metallica thing there, and a bunch of old concert flyers from when they were playing in Los Angeles, a bunch of laminates, the Big 4 laminate, which is pretty cool. And then the bottom, we did a compilation album that Lars put together for the new wave of British heavy metal. I think it was the 10-year anniversary. They put it out in Phonogram in the UK, but Lars wanted us to do it in the States. So this is part of that. And then we've got some of the awards. We've got the original award that Metallica gave to a lot of people, and me included, for the Black Album, which is really cool. This is a pretty massive award. And then we've got the Metal Blade gold records for all the Slayer records that we did, that we gave them out. And that's the poster from the last Slayer shows at the Forum in Los Angeles. These are actually kind of rare, and people ask me if Slayer are gonna get back together at some point. I highly doubt it. Kerry King says they're not gonna play another show. I believe him, he's a man of his words. And then just because Slayer and Metallica are big Raider fans, we've got our little brick that we have over at Allegiant Stadium, right down the street from here, where the Raiders play now. This is a really cool piece that I wish we had enough room to put the whole thing out. One of the Mayhems we did, which if you don't know what Mayhem was, a huge festival in the US, had a whole bunch of big bands on it. We sponsored one of the side stages, so I made these really cool banners that went over the speakers on one side and then the speakers on the other side. And then we had a thing that goes all the way through the middle, which I'll show you later. But it's pretty cool. And when we were doing the artwork, I asked the guys, like, how crazy can we get with the artwork? Because it's just fun to have crazy pieces of art in front of 20,000 people at a festival. So they said, do whatever you want. So we had some of our guys that do artwork for us do this crazy, very explicit artwork that I thought was awesome. And so we had those for one of the Mayhem tours. This part is actually my favorite part of the museum. So this is Cattle Decapitation. They did these for their Death Atlas album. They call them the Pompeii figures. And basically it's the actual guys in the band as if they had been hit by the volcano in Pompeii. They had these things made up, which they used as part of the artwork. They also used in one of the videos too. These things look so cool. And with the gray carpet, it almost looks like they're really real, which is pretty cool. So this is like my favorite thing here. And it's very cool, the Cattle Decapitation guys, to allow us to have these here. So hopefully, I'm hoping they'll let us have these for a while.